मुक्तसङ्गो नहंवादी धृत्युत्साहसमन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योर्निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते.
The sequence of thought is, when you gain knowledge of a particular action, then you embark on that action, and when you, the individual, performs the action, you become an actor. So the analysis is, what kind of actor are you? Are you a sattvic actor? Are you a rajasic actor? Are you a tamasic actor? So that actor is called sattvic, who is free from attachment, mukta sangaha, not egoistic, endowed with firmness and enthusiasm, and unaffected by success or failure. So a sattvic actor is one whom we say, mukta sanga, is free from attachment. He is not attached to objects, beings, action. There is no mental bondage. Now when you say attachment, it has nothing to do with physical relationships. It has something to do with how you approach it mentally. Mental bondage comes from unintelligent preferential relationships, where you see, it's like this. When you are incapable of standing on your own 2 feet, you need a walker, right? But when you're perfectly capable of standing on your own feet, you don't need a walker. But for whatever reason, you might have a walker. That's different. You're not dependent on it. Similarly, when you're attached mentally, see, when you don't feel this sense of self-sufficiency, you feel incomplete within yourself, then you have to reach out to various objects and beings in the world and hang on to them, lean on them, depend on them. That is called attachment. In a relationship, attachment is where you say you love the person, but actually you don't love the person. You only love the return that comes from the person. So there are expectations in that relationship, there are demands that you make of the other person, and that ruins the whole thing. First of all, dependence. You are hanging on to the person. The moment you hang on to anybody, even when you hang on to a dog, nobody likes bondage. Have you seen how the dog strains at its leash? It wants to break free every moment. It never reconciles to the bondage that you put it in. So it's the same thing with human beings, much more with human beings. So the moment another person senses that you are dependent on him, he wants to break free. And that's how the relationship ends up. First of all, while it is on, it is conflict-ridden, and eventually the relationship breaks. So then there are expectations, there are demands, there are all sorts of things which mess things up. Here is an actor who is detached. Now remember one thing, you can't detach from things or beings that you are attached to just by telling yourself get detached. How does it happen? Only when you get attached to something higher do you automatically get detached from the lower. It's like climbing a ladder. When your right foot is firmly established in the higher rung, the left foot automatically lets go and is now ready to move to the next higher rung. And this is the way of attachment. So a sattvic actor is one who has fixed his attention on the transcendental. His gaze is on the transcendental. Because he is attached to the state of realization, to the concept of reaching realization, his mind has let go of the attachments to the world for the simple, see, when you have a choice between 2 things, what would you choose? Suppose I were to offer you a mango in one hand and a banana in the other, assuming you like mango. Which one will you choose? Mango, naturally. So when you have a choice between the two and you choose one, it means you have greater value for it. So a sattvic actor is one who has fixed his attention on the higher, therefore he is detached from the lower. Detached does not mean indifference. That is what frightens us. So it frightens our family members also. So they must be saying, oh, you're going to the Gita lecture, that means you leave us and go. It's not physical separation, number one. Number two, it doesn't mean that you are indifferent to the person. In fact, a detached person truly and wholly loves the person because there is no reference to a return from the person. There are no expectations, there are no demands. A sattvic person accepts you for what you are, loves you for what you are, wholeheartedly, not wanting you to change at all. But when we deal with our relationships, there are expectations, there are demands. You're saying, why are you so clumsy? Why are you always late? And you're constantly cribbing and complaining. So that's what ruins the relationship. Then, anahamvadi. Anahamvadi is not egoistic because he functions in life with an attitude of surrender. He believes he is only a spoke in the wheel of life and he's incapable of doing anything. You know, when a mother has this doership attitude with reference to the children, and when she has to take a trip out of town, she says, oh my God, I have to leave town for 5 days. What will happen to the children? But she goes because she has to go. Watch what happens. The moment she leaves, the children are celebrating. So they get to do all the things that they can't do when the mother is around. And 3 days before the mother comes back, the son says, oh God, only 3 days of freedom left. After 3 days, the scolding will begin. And during the mother's absence, everything goes on smoothly. The brothers don't fight with each other. They are not late going to school. They don't miss the school bus. They do their homework properly. All this in the mother's absence. Before the mother left, pandemonium, chaos. They're constantly fighting. They don't do their homework. One bunks school. There are all sorts of mischief they're up to. So during the mother's absence, 5 days, everything goes on smoothly. The moment the mother comes back, again the chaos starts. That is doership. And to believe that I know how to take care of my children is absurd, because if the child, just simple thing, he gets 99 fever, do you know how to bring the temperature down? Are you the person who's ensuring the health of the child? Physical and mental. So when you understand things in their totality, all that you can do is understand that I am powerless. And there is a greater power that ensures that the whole system works. And to that, you surrender. You also understand that you have a little role to play. You play your role to the best of your ability, with the understanding that there is no great shakes. Whatever I do is just a minuscule little bit that I am adding to the totality. When you are free from ego and attachment, you are naturally in high spirits. Now, high spirits, you don't understand it wrongly, please. Because you understand high and spirit in only one way. Here is a person who is high on spirituality, because he is free from the burden of attachment and the burden of ego. So he is full of cheer and enthusiasm, full of dhriti, consistency, because he is dedicated to the higher goal and he is committed to it. So he is willing to go through till the last, till he achieves it. He won't let go. So these are the two qualities that we need to develop, both of which we don't have. We have neither consistency nor enthusiasm. And then he says, unaffected by success or failure, because for the simple reason that he has no desire for the fruit. He has no desire for success. He is doing it for a greater cause. He's doing it for something beyond that particular action. So the result may be success, the result may be failure. Also he understands that this is the world. There are times when people will, you see, first of all, if you're looking for a following, if you're looking for money, see, at the last few years there was a boom and every fool made money. Now there is a sudden slump. Is it your fault? So a sattvic actor understands that this is the nature of the world. The nature of the world is that it is full of pairs of opposites. It is constantly changing. And there is no method to the madness. Anything may appear. So when you know the world is an undependable entity, the wise person is one who doesn't depend on it. He is working for something beyond it. So therefore, whatever be the result of his effort, he finds fulfillment in the action. He is not looking for the fruit. To such a person, the fruit will be success. Success is the result. Action is the cause. He performs every action to perfection. The result has to be success. But he's not dependent on it. Next verse, we'll take a look at Rajasic actor.